Hello and welcome to Project Hippocampus. This is the introduction to my Speculative Evolution Seed World project. It's an ongoing multi-video series which has a specific focus on the xenofiction aspect of Spec Evo, inspired by the works of Dougal Dixon and Richard Adams. In case you're new to this genre, let's go over what those terms mean. If you don't need the overview, feel free to skip to the timestamp shown on screen. So, what is speculative evolution, or Spec Evo for short? The key is in the term itself. It's about speculating how animals might have or may yet evolve in different situations, such as on another planet, like in this project or the Avatar movie series by James Cameron, or on Earth if things had gone differently, like Dougal Dixon's The New Dinosaurs. And seed worlds? Seed worlds are a subgenre in Spec Evo about imagining what might evolve if Earth life forms were seeded on another planet, moon, or other place and left to evolve without interference. Some examples of seed world projects are Serena by Dylan Beta and Project Apollo by Alien Evolution. Now let's jump from evolution to the lives of those who undergo it. Xenofiction is fiction where the point of view character is non-human. Whether you like movies, music, short films, TV shows, video games, board games, or books, you're likely familiar with at least one example of xenofiction. This can be media from the perspective of an alien, an animal, a humanoid, non-human, or anything in between. It usually takes the form of a narrative and can belong to any genre or be geared towards any age group. Xenofiction stories can be partly or completely told from a non-human perspective. Cardinal West did a great deep dive on xenofiction. If you want more information, it's linked in the description. Now that we're all on the same page, you're probably wondering, what's Project Hippocampus? It's a seed world project which takes place on the planet on screen now, which is called HCS-67. For those listening along, it's a planet with continents near the poles, 2 more central continents, 3 large islands, and many small island chains. The world was seeded by humans for 2 purposes: equestrian activities and sport fishing. The ecosystems were deliberately seeded with earth plants and fungi matching Earth's biomes for aesthetic purposes. Many Earth bacteria have also hitched a ride on these. The climate is very similar to Earth's, and so are the day and year lengths. Before humans got to HCS-67, there were 2 moons. One was larger, and one was much smaller. However, the smaller moon was mined for resources and then was destroyed by humans a few years before the planet was seeded. Some of the debris from it has fallen onto the surface of both the moon and planet, but some of it is still in the stratosphere. It's visible from the surface as a thin ring. The year units are YBA and YAA for years before abandonment and years after abandonment, respectively. These aren't the year units the people who live there use, but these are what the project will use. I do want to clarify, all of the assets except for the examples used earlier in the background information section, and the mountain textures I used to make both this map and the one you saw at the start of the video, were made by me. I design the world and I write the scripts myself. I draw the maps and the animals myself, not with AI. The mountain textures were made by Maslow. If you're interested in using them, there's a link to Maslow's Patreon on screen now and in the description. But what's a seed world without animals? Speaking of the animals that live on HCS-67, let's go over them. All of the mainline videos in this series after this one, the ones in this playlist, will be xenofiction short stories from the perspective of the non-human animals of HCS-67, like the posthumans in Man After Man. The oceans were seeded with large populations of Atlantic menhaden, striped bass, sand shrimp, a species of deep-sea sea cucumber, and various species of coral and zooplankton. The fish and shrimp can be found in most coastal and estuary environments. The sea cucumber species, which has been seeded in the oceans for their hardiness, is Chirodota hydrothermica, which lives around hydrothermal vents and organic material which has fallen to the ocean floor. There are a few species of arthropod on HCS-67. Carniolan honeybees, which are also farmed by humans for honey, are present on the eastern continent. Monarch butterflies are more common on the western continent and southwest island. Like on Earth, they migrate south in the fall and north in the spring. As for the annelids, earthworms are also present in many environments. Giant moss-filled tanks within the human cities are home to a genetically modified species of leech called Hirudo verbana antinfluenza. Their saliva has been modified to contain an anesthetic and an integrase inhibitor, which helps their hosts fight off viruses such as the flu. But these aren't the only animals on HCS-67. There are 3 species of tetrapods on HCS-67. The first is humans, who live in cities which are in the center of the white circles on the map. The cities are more spread out and rural than those on other planets due to the focus on equestrian activities. Dogs are the household pet of choice on HCS-67, almost all of which are spayed or neutered. But the most abundant tetrapod on HCS-67 is the horse. There are 2 breeds of horses on HCS-67. Thoroughbreds are bred in and around the city on the western continent. They're very popular for racing, which is a big part of the society of the city. Only geldings are legally allowed to be exported. The eastern continent is where Appaloosas are bred and trained. Appaloosas are popular for trail riding, and export is similarly regulated. Since coat patterns in horses are regulated by a few genes, I'm considering making a few videos covering what phenotypes and genotypes are present in both of these founder populations. Let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in that idea. If it would be helpful, I can also cover the basics of dominant and recessive alleles, phenotypes and genotypes in case you're unfamiliar with those terms. Thanks for watching! In the next episode in this playlist, we'll explore life on HCS-67 from the perspective of its non-human residents, starting at 1YBA. There may also be videos outside of this playlist covering the possible phenotypes and genotypes of the founder populations if people are interested. Either way, hope to see you there!